Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. In last video, I asked you guys to jump, and your response was how high. A tremendous showing from you guys. I would give out participation awards if I could, and I can't, but I can give out new candle scents. That's right, we were at 496. I said 500 is the candle cutoff, and we got 530. You guys are awesome. I am very thankful. So, without further ado, next on the docket is the pumpkin spice flavor. Yes, candles are flavored now. Pumpkin, brown sugar, and gingered vanilla. Ooh, I wish you guys could smell this. So we got that all lit up, and we're going to run this candle to 1,000 subscribers. We're not getting a new one until we get to 1,000. Let's get 1,000 before we burn this puppy out. I went ahead and threw the old one right behind me. We'll keep adding to the list until we get to 100,000 subscribers, and I get a little plaque, and I can take all the candles down and put it right there. Oh, it's going to be magical. A man can dream, right? Let's get into the video. After every NFL week, I get on here and I rank the teams based on this tier list. We have Super Bowl conversation, comfy playoffs, the category, 6 and 11, and wins the draft. I think these categories are pretty self-explanatory, so we will start with the Arizona Cardinals, who I think are just a victim of a bad schedule, and they are not going to win 6 games, but they are competing in most. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons, who are the opposite of the other Redbirds. I think they have a somewhat easy schedule, but Desmond Ridder looks awful. This offense looks pathetic. They got trounced over in London, so give me 6 and 11 for the Falcons. I'm really about to take the cheap way out and throw every AFC North team in the category. I don't know what's going to happen in this division. I can't figure it out. So everyone's drooling over the fact that the Dolphins put up 70, and no one's talking about now how they allowed almost 50 points to be scored on them. The Bills are for real. I believe in Bryce Young. People hate me for it, but I don't think the Panthers are ready yet this season. Imagine if the Chicago Bears come away with the first 2 picks in the NFL draft. That would be unbelievable. The Bengals couldn't even score a touchdown in Tennessee. Maybe I won't put every AFC North team in the category. The Bengals might be lucky to win 6 games this year. I realized the Ravens came to town and handled the Browns, but they didn't have Deshaun Watson. Obviously, the Nick Chubb injury is big. I still think they could make a run at this division, although it is unlikely. They probably missed the wild card, but I'm still going to hold out hope for the Browns and put them in the category. I know the Patriots isn't the most impressive victory, and I know that the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals a week ago, but I still think for the NFC, the Cowboys have a legit shot at making it to the Super Bowl. The Broncos execute a tremendous comeback against the Bears. They get back on the winning side of things. I do think this team can pull off 6 games now. Russell Wilson just is a competitor at heart. So for him to tank, I think is unlikely. So give me 6 and 11 for the Broncos. At this point, it is the Lions' division to lose. They are looking good. They are looking strong. They just handled the Packers on Thursday night. Comfy playoffs for the Lions. I think it's well within reason for the Packers to grab a wild card spot in the NFC, but what they showed me against the Lions was not much. I do think they can win 7 to 8 games, but they're not comfy playoffs anymore. It's time I respect the Texans. CJ Stroud is looking by far and away the best rookie quarterback in the league. Is it enough to make me question their playoff potential? Not yet. Not yet. But give me 6 and 11 for the Texans. The Colts were in one of the more impressive losses that I've seen. Coming back from 20 points down, Anthony Richardson still has some growth to find, but he's making plays. Fine, I'll keep him in the category. I know Jacksonville's loss to Houston shocked a lot of people. It did me, but I still think they are the best team by far in the AFC South, so give me comfy playoffs for the Jags. The Chargers love to play in close games. They were up 24-7 on the Raiders without Garoppolo, and by the end of the game, it was 1 score, and I was sweating in the pits area, okay? I'm going to slow my roll in the Chiefs a little bit. You have the eyes of the world on you, literally everyone, okay, is watching you or your tight end's girlfriend in the press box. I don't know which. And you start off 17-0 to the Jets. who don't really have much to speak for on the offensive side of things. And then you let them come back in the game and almost win the game. Mahomes looked rough. I know the Jets' defense is good. Yes, the Chiefs will make the playoffs. Yes, they could make the Super Bowl, but I, right now, am not in full belief that they should be in an automatic Super Bowl conversation. I'll say it again, these poor Rams, they are going to play in a close game every single week. And I'm going to respect it. I'm going to put them in the category. They got a much-needed win, a kind of a sneaky win week 1 against Seattle. So, at Seattle. So, they could win all but 2 divisional games this year. So, it's looking up for the Rams. The Raiders are just going to Raider, aren't they? I feel bad for them a little bit. Tons of weapons, but 6-11. Between the Bills and the Dolphins, one of those teams is grabbing the wild card. It's almost an automatic at this point, so give me comfy playoffs for the Dolphins. The Vikings got a much-needed win. They are now 1-3, but it was not easy. I do think they can scrounge up 5 more, but I don't think playoffs is in the future for them. Patriots are just an AFC version of the Vikings. Maybe I've been too high on the Saints. They're relying on their defense so much that if their offense can't perform like it didn't perform on Sunday, they're going to struggle. Again, I just think this division is so bad that they still deserve the category. I know Tampa beat them, and that's a division rival, but the Falcons aren't going to beat them, and the Panthers aren't going to beat them. So we'll keep the Saints there. At 4 p.m. yesterday, I believe the Giants could keep it close against Seattle. Nothing else needs to be said. I really respect what the Jets were able to do against the Chiefs. Now, if there was a kind of a middle category, I'd put them in that. But for now, I'm going to put them in 6. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to put them in 6-11 and then say this. I don't know if they win 6 games because they are in one of the harder divisions in the NFL. They have to play the Bills, and they have to play the Dolphins, and they have to play the Patriots. But I think they're going to still try to win games, and I think they may somehow find a way to get to 6, so we'll keep them there. The Eagles had an actual scare against the Commanders, which, as we know, started off 3-0. So maybe we should not have overlooked the Commanders in this one. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the passer that quarterbacks usually are. I think he is a tremendous player. I think their run game and their offensive line is unmatched in the NFL. But I am not, call me bitter, call me a hater, but I'm going to put them in comfy playoffs and say that I am not ready to commit the Eagles winning the NFC East over the Cowboys. This is my public apology for saying the Steelers were good. But again, AFC North, I don't know what's going to happen. They lose Kenny Pickett for a few weeks. It probably hurts them. We'll put them in the category. Seattle has an uphill battle this year. They're not going to win the NFC West. Their only shot is a wild card, which I think is a reasonable expectation. I think they're better than a lot of these teams, so I'm going to put them in comfy playoffs. The most exciting game of this coming week is San Francisco facing off against Dallas. I think this will be a huge test for both teams, and it will tell us a lot. So for now, let's put 2 Super Bowl contenders in the same line, watch them play this week, and we'll adjust accordingly. I think Tampa Bay is going to find a way to Tampa Bay themselves and not win many more games than 6. How did the Titans beat the Bengals? I don't know. I don't think that proved anything to me about the Titans. It proved more to me about the Bengals. They got Derrick Henry going, which they needed to do, but I do think this is a 6 to 8 win team. Is there a route for the Commanders to grab the last wildcard spot in the NFC? The Eagles or the Cowboys are going to win the division, and then the other one is going to make the playoffs as a wild card. What if the NFC East grabs 3? What they proved against Philly is legit, so we're going to respect it. Now we take a look at the changes from last week. We see no change to the Bills and the Niners in the Super Bowl category, but I will move up the Dallas Cowboys, and I'll take any criticism in the comments. As for comfy playoffs, no change to the Lions and the Dolphins, but we do see the Jaguars and Seahawks moving up from the category to join the comfy playoffs, and we see the Chiefs and the Eagles, 2 Super Bowl contenders from last year, moving down. The category stays pretty consistent, although we get some newcomers positively from the Rams and the Commanders and negatively from the Saints and the Steelers. In the 6 and 11 category, no changes to the Falcons, Raiders, Vikings, Patriots, and Titans. However, moving down from the category, we have the Bengals, which is expected, and then we have the Buccaneers, who won. So this is my first winner that moves down. I'm an idiot, okay? But trust me on this one. And moving up from wins the draft, we have the Broncos, the Texans, and the Jets. And lastly, we see no change with the bottom 4 teams in the NFL, which I believe are the Cardinals, the Bears, the Panthers, and the Giants. Again, guys, thank you for coming by and watching this video. I appreciate the continued support, the subs, the likes, everything you guys are doing for me. Thank you. It means a lot. This candle smells amazing. Are you kidding me? Pumpkin spice on October 3rd? What is today? October 3rd? Yes, it's a wonderful thing. So as always, guys, if you want to comment, if you want to criticize, if you want to scold me for putting teams where I put them, feel free. I can take it. We'll see you next time.